Hi everyone, I'm Katharina Kang, Mission Programs Manager at Komen, North Texas. Welcome back to our monthly educational series supported by our social media sponsor, NTT Data Inc. If you miss any of our previous episodes, be sure to check it out either on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Just search for Komen, North Texas. Today we are going to discuss metastatic breast cancer, or MBC. This is a breast cancer that has spread beyond the breast to other organs in the body, most often to the bones, lungs, liver, or brain. In the United States, it's estimated that more than 154,000 women have metastatic breast cancer. Today, we're going to review the difference between recurrence and metastasis, the symptoms and treatment for metastatic breast cancer, and finally, where you can get support. Let's start with what recurrence is. Even after someone has successfully gone through breast cancer treatment and is declared cancer-free, sometimes the breast cancer can come back. We call this recurrence. When breast cancer recurs at the original site, it's called local recurrence. Local recurrence is usually found on a mammogram, during a physical exam by a healthcare provider, or when you notice a change. When a local recurrence is found, it's treated in much the same way as the first breast cancer, as long as the cancer is still contained within the breast. The tumor is removed by the surgeon, examined by the pathologist, and tested for hormone receptor status, HER2 status, and other characteristics. Tests are also done to be sure there's no sign of metastasis. A local recurrence can also occur after a patient has had a lumpectomy and can most often be treated successfully. As a reminder, a lumpectomy is a type of surgery that removes only the part of the breast that contains and closely surrounds the tumor. Treatment for recurrence after a lumpectomy generally includes surgery, usually a mastectomy. Radiation therapy may be given if it wasn't part of the initial breast cancer treatment. Treatment may also include chemotherapy, hormone therapy, and/or targeted therapy. Breast cancer can still return to the chest area in patients who have had a mastectomy or the surgery where the entire breast is removed. If there were more lymph nodes with cancer at the time of the mastectomy, the higher the chances are of breast cancer recurrence. Local recurrence after a mastectomy is usually treated with surgery followed by radiation therapy if radiation therapy wasn't part of the initial treatment. Treatment may also include chemotherapy, hormone therapy, and/or targeted therapy. So to recap, when breast cancer first occurs within the breast, or when it recurs solely in the breast, that is not metastatic breast cancer. Now let's take a deeper look at metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, and its characteristics. Metastasis happens when breast cancer spreads beyond the breast into other organs. Metastasis is most often found when people report symptoms. These may include shortness of breath, weight loss, and bone pain. Don't panic if you have symptoms like weight change or bone pain, because these are common and most often don't mean that breast cancer has spread. However, we always encourage you to talk to your doctor whenever you experience changes in your body. If you do experience any of these symptoms, tests may be done to see if the breast cancer has returned and spread to other organs or metastasized, or if it's simply a symptom of something else going on that your doctor can help you with. Depending on your symptoms, follow-up tests may include blood tests, including tumor marker tests, imaging tests such as bone scans, CT scans, PET scans, and chest x-rays, or a tissue biopsy to check if a suspicious finding is a recurrence of breast cancer. For people with no symptoms of metastases, blood and imaging tests other than a mammography are not a standard part of follow-up care for those who have had breast cancer, and studies show that using blood or imaging tests to proactively check for early metastases in people with no symptoms of metastases does not increase survival. If follow-up tests show that you have metastatic breast cancer, this means that your breast cancer has spread to other parts of the body, most often the bones, lungs, liver, or brain. Although it's spread to another part of the body, it's still considered and treated as breast cancer. For example, breast cancer that has spread to the bones is still breast cancer, not bone cancer. It's treated with breast cancer drugs rather than treatments for a cancer that begin in the bones. When metastases are present, tests are done to determine which organs are involved and the hormone receptor status and HER2 status of the tumor. Once that is established, you and your provider can discuss treatment options. Metastatic breast cancer can cause pain in the areas where the cancer has spread, and it's important to control that pain. Even mild pain can interfere with daily life and make other side effects, such as fatigue, seem worse. Make sure that you talk to your doctor about any amount of pain you may experience so they can provide the help you need to lessen that pain. Being diagnosed with and undergoing treatment for MBC is stressful and can be very difficult. It's common to have a strong emotional response. Please know that you are not alone. If you are facing breast cancer recurrence or metastasis, remember that there are people who have been where you are today. They have had the same fears and have made the same tough choices and can help you with your fears and your choices. Both counseling in a one-on-one setting and support groups can improve mental well-being and quality of life for people with metastatic cancer, breast cancer. These sessions may help by improving communication with family members and other loved ones, reducing feelings of isolation, discussing fears about death and dying, and expressing your needs and preferences. While some prefer one-on-one counseling sessions, support groups can provide a safe place to express feelings among people who understand what you're going through. Many people feel an intense bond with other group members and a sense of acceptance through sharing a common experience. Social support from the group can ease some of the feelings of isolation that can separate you from well-meaning but anxious friends and family members. While social support is important for everyone with breast cancer, people with metastatic breast cancer have very different issues from those with early stage breast cancer. So, a support group specifically for people with metastatic cancer of any kind can be more helpful than a support group for people with early stage breast cancer. In some cases, a person with metastatic breast cancer cannot be out in the public due to a compromised immune system. This doesn't mean that you can't get the emotional support that you need. Online and telephone support groups are also available. Similar to in-person groups, online support groups provide a chance to share information, give and receive social support, and gain a sense of empowerment. Finally, it's important to remember that loved ones may need support too. There are many support groups that caregivers and family members of people with metastatic disease can go to for the support they need as well. A social worker can help you and your family find a counselor, local support group, or an online support group. You can also call our breast care helpline at 1-877-GO-KOMEN for more information on how to find a support group, or you can visit Komen.org to find a list of organizations that can help. Although metastatic cancer cannot be cured yet, treatment may extend life. Today, some people live many, many years with MBC. However, it's possible that at some point, either after treatments will stop showing any benefits or the side effects of treatment will greatly affect quality of life. At this point, you may decide to stop treatment. Once treatment is stopped, reducing any cancer-related symptoms, called palliative care, becomes the main focus rather than just a part of the treatment. This can be a very difficult time. Your healthcare provider or hospital can arrange for counseling or a support group to help you through this stage of cancer care. Our support section on Komen.org offers a list of resources to help find local and online support groups. We'll be sure to include that link in the comment section. Researchers do not fully understand what causes MBC and as a result don't always know how to prevent or treat it effectively. But they are working hard to find the answers, and Komen is dedicated to helping them. We have invested more than $166 million in more than 400 research grants and more than 40 clinical trials focused on metastatic breast cancer. Many new treatments for metastatic breast cancer are under study and treatment is improving. We're not there yet, but we'll continue fighting until breast cancer is no longer a deadly disease. For our Komen Scholar Spotlight this month, we want to introduce a researcher who focuses on recurrences and metastatic breast cancer. Dr. Matthew Ellis is Professor of Medicine and Cellular and Molecular Biology, Director of the Lester and Sue Smith Breast Center, and Associate Director for Translational Research at the Dan L. Duncan Cancer Center. Dr. Ellis coordinates a team of oncologists, pathologists, epidemiologists, basic scientists, and statisticians focused on improving prevention, detection, and treatment of breast cancer. He led one of Komen's Promise grants, which aim to discover how targeting abnormal cell survival mechanisms in ER-positive breast cancer can prevent the disease from returning after 5 years. Most recently, his research has found that metastatic breast tumors harbor mutations and translocations in the estrogen receptor gene that cause the tumor to be resistant to therapies used to block estrogen receptor function. Now, if those of you who are watching this are like me, it can be hard to understand exactly what that means. So let's break it down so it's easier to grasp the concept. Breast tumors that spread or metastasize to other locations have been found to carry a modified or mutated form of the estrogen receptor gene. Modifications or mutations arise from either the removal or the addition of a part of the gene, or they translocate, which means they move and change places. These modifications in the gene make the tumor resistant to treatments that block the function of the estrogen receptor. It's something similar to how people get resistant to treatment by certain antibiotics, because the bacteria have developed mechanisms by which they can evade getting killed by those antibiotics. You can learn more about Dr. Ellis and his work, as well as our other Komen scholars and the work they're doing at komen.org/scholars. One final reminder before we sign off for today: registration is open for both our Komen Scholar Series and our Komen North Texas Race for the Cure. The Scholar Series will be on April 12th at the Lincoln Experience Center in Frisco and will spotlight Dr. Adrian Lee. The Race for the Cure will be on Saturday, May 18th at the Star in Frisco. Register today and find more information at KomenNorthTexas.org. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to NTT Data Inc. for sponsoring this Facebook Live educational series, and we'll see you next month.